glowing, and I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Oh. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid, the late night edition. So listen, we only going to be on till 6 o'clock. I wanted to make sure that I came through for y'all because I was serious when I said that we were back, but I had to work today. Not only did I miss training camp, but I had to work. I was out for a while, got back, had to get on Lion Syndicate, and now I'm here. But it was so much stuff I wanted to talk about today that I wanted to make sure I got on, and also to make sure you guys know that, like, I am back. Let me bring up the chat real quick, because the only way that this is going to turn into what I wanted is if I put forth the effort. So what's up, Hatter's House? What's going on, man? Rick, Sean, Braylon, Easy, what's up? What's up? I could play that on loop just to annoy my neighbor. Yeah, Braylon, because I got another obligation at 6. So, okay, we got a lot to cover in a half hour. But the show will be structured. I'm more of an off-the-cuff guy, but I am going to structure the show because I need segments from that show. Got an update on Nick as well. He is going to graduate in the next month or two, so when that happens, he will be back. He checked in with me today. We launched another syndicate yesterday, Eagle Syndicate, so I'm excited about that. He's going to kill it over there. So now we have 8 NFL syndicates that are active. We have 2 that are inactive for a total of 10. So right now we have a quarter of the league, man, covered when it comes to the syndicate. So I'm very excited about that. But today was day 7 of training camp, and it wasn't a ton going on. Looks like I didn't miss a lot. It looks like it was a walkthrough. But since we've been on, man, or since Monday, we found out that John Kaminsky is done for the regular season. I got some videos coming out on Lion Syndicate that's gonna blow your mind. Like, we got to talk about this, and I want to get you guys' opinion. Thank you, Braylon. Thank you, Nick. All right, so the first thing I want to get into is the Matthew Betts, James Houston debate. Dan Campbell was in front of the media today, and one thing about our coach has a certain body language to him that I think, if I don't claim to be an expert, but if you just watch him, you know how you can tell if somebody is sad, if somebody is happy, if somebody is angry. Coach got a certain body language to him. And one of the things that I noticed from him today when he talked about James Houston and Matthew Betts is that you have to have more skill than just being a pass rusher. You have to be able to bring something else to your game, especially if you are just average at rushing the passer. So I made a comparison to Yannick Ngakoue. Yannick Ngakoue is not great against the run, but to me, he excels at the pass rush. So the question that I have for you is, if you take James Houston, Matthew Betts, we haven't really seen much of Matthew in the NFL this year. We know pretty much what James Houston could be. If these guys don't excel at rushing the passer, Dan Campbell used the phrase, if you're just okay, you have to bring something else to your game. Is it possible that both of these guys are not on the Detroit Lions roster? Now, I personally believe that James Houston will be on a team, maybe a practice squad, maybe a team that's rebuilding. Look what happened to Jelani Tavai. He went over to the New England Patriots, just signed a pretty good deal for, the second round kind of bust. I don't like to use the word bust with a second round pick, but the second round letdown that he was. So I'm not convinced that either one of these guys will make the team. Yes, Nick is going to graduate, and I'm excited about that. So the question that I have for you is, which one makes the team? What did you see from Dan Campbell's? What's up, bro? Man, bro, I need you to DM me, okay? Don't put it in here. If you want to go to training camp tomorrow, DM me, all right? Because last night, man, it was getting so confusing. So DM me, unless my Twitter handle is @Lion Syndicate. You should see a picture of my face. Or you can email me and put your YouTube name in the email. Like, I need your full name, not full name, but first and last name, your Ticketmaster email, and this YouTube name. And do that, and I can send you a ticket. Okay, what's up, Ansel says, Houston is making the team. I'll put my DTE payment on. Well, bro, the question is, how much is that DTE payment? How much is that payment, bro? That is crazy. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that he makes the team. I really don't believe that. And I was talking to a friend of mine today, and he was saying that James Houston may have the leg up over Matthew Betts because he's a draft pick. And I, this year, disagree with that. Last year, I might have agreed with that. This year, not so much, because our team is getting better. Remember, we had, what's the dude name? We had Brashard Perriman and Tyrell Williams and can you even name our receivers outside of Khalif Raymond, Amon-Ra St. Brown? Can you name our year one 2021 wide receivers? You really can't. You really can't. That's the thing. So for me, what's up, Cola? For me, I don't know. It's going to be intriguing to see which of these guys make the team. The next thing I wanted to talk about is there's a video that I got dropping. Let me see what time. How long has my other video been out? About an hour? Because I want to let that breathe for a little bit. Okay. Maybe I'll drop it at 7 o'clock. There's a guy that I've been talking about for a long time, and I'm going to give y'all the scoop, but still watch the video on Lion Syndicate. There's a guy I've been talking about that Brad Holmes needs to bring on the Detroit Lions team. He needs to make this happen, okay? You already know who it is, Matthew Judon, okay? So we've seen the drama. We've seen all of this stuff happen with Judon, the dialogue he had with his coach. Well, I saw something today that, in my honest opinion, there's no way Matthew Judon can go back to the New England Patriots after what I saw today, all right? Again, watch my video because it's all in there. According to the tweet, somebody tweeted that Diana Rossini, who works for The Athletic, who also has been wrong quite a bit, though, said that Matthew Judon was offered by the Patriots a new contract. You're like, oh, man, okay, that's the end of that. Derek, why? Okay, well, if that's the case, why are you bringing him up? Because Matthew Judon responds to the tweet saying, I have not been offered a contract. Don't believe their lies. Don't believe the lies. So either somebody got some misinformation or the New England Patriots are telling a bold-faced lie. If that's the case, he's done. He's done. Okay. So Ansa says, Judon isn't a Brad or Dan guy, just my opinion. That's a great point, and I want to talk about that. Why? As a matter of fact, let's make that a segment. So I'm having a conversation about Matthew Judon. He's been the topic of our conversation for quite some time. And I got a person in the chat that says, Judon isn't a Brad or Dan guy, just their opinion. And I've been getting that a lot. And I want to ask you, why is that? So put in the chat, put in the comment section down below, why would Matthew Judon not be a Brad or Dan guy? Can we honestly say what a Brad or Dan guy is, especially after C.J. Gardner-Johnson? I myself thought Brad Holmes was cheap. You haven't heard me say that now because he threw the bag at 4 of our players. I mean, Taylor Decker, that's a bag for a 31-year-old tackle. Jared Goff, highest paid QB at the moment on a per year basis or whatever it was. That's gone now. Amon-Ra St. Brown spent like an hour, the highest paid wide receiver. Penei Sewell, highest paid right tackle, right? So why is Matthew Judon, why would you say he's not a Brad Holmes type of guy? I got an opinion as to why you would say that, and I got a retort. You know me and retort, man, my favorite word, my retort. Between the holdout and arguing with coach, now calling out his team. Okay, all right. I like it. Everything you're saying makes sense, but I'm going to raise you one, okay? Holding out and arguing with coach. Let's take that first part, holding out. There's a certain player that used to play for the Minnesota Vikings that now plays for the Houston Texans. His name is Danielle Hunter. In 2023, the NFL offseason, remember what happened with Danielle Hunter? Danielle Hunter held in, okay? Meaning he came to practices, but he didn't practice. He wanted a new deal. He didn't practice until he got it. But according to the rumors, Brad Holmes was going to trade for that same guy. So scratch that out. Arguing with coach. You don't think, and this is not directed at you, but people in the comment section, or just ask yourself, you don't think that these grown men don't have the best conversations all the time? And let me ask you this, who was recording that? That should have been a private conversation, but instead it's out there for the whole internet to see, okay? Have you said the wrong thing, maybe, to the wrong person? Have everything you've said to even people with authority been the nicest? I'm going to say no, okay? Your teachers, your spouse, whoever it is, right? Some of us as children might have been guilty doing it to our parents. That should have been a private conversation, not blast on the internet. Who knows what happens with our guys? St. Brown, in receiver, he walks out and says, throw me the bleeping ball, right? Okay, so that's that point. Calling out his team. They struck first. Well, we don't know. We don't know who made the first move, whether it was the Athletic or it was New England. And all he simply said was, don't believe the lies. I mean, that's where we live, okay? And I want to remind you that your Detroit Lions, Brad Holmes did not let any of his players get to that point because the rumor mill was floating that St. Brown would have held out or took some type of stand had he not gotten a contract. Now, we may never know that because it didn't get to that point. But I don't believe, okay, honestly, that every single Brad Holmes draft pick or free agent would play for this team and never hold out. I don't buy that for a second. The tighter the NFL gets with their rules, imagine if we go up to an 18-game season. You don't think these players are going to want to secure the bag for their family and their future over especially another game to get injured, another thing they put their body through. So again, this wasn't directed toward anybody in particular, but as we break that down, I don't think that none of those things matter because that conversation, the argument, whatever we saw with coach, that should have never been recorded. So we don't know what happens in Allen Park. We have no clue. All right. I'm sure that you've got into it with one of your best friends. And and as a matter of fact, I don't want to be around somebody I don't get into it with because everything is not bubbles and rainbows all the time. It's got to be some disagreement somewhere, right? So is that why? So those things are why we don't think he's a Brad Holmes type of guy. Well, let me tell you why I think he is. One, he actually showed up for his team. He's been very vocal trying to work things out. It is allegedly the Patriots that are holding things up, right? Also, he's been very clear that he wants to play. He wants to be there. He's just waiting to get this deal done. And here's the icing on the cake, ladies and gentlemen. Today, the New England Patriots extended a defensive tackle over Matthew Judon. So for me, I don't think there's one thing that I will say that I think doesn't fit the mold of a Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell type of guy. If you are in trouble a lot, then that's a thing. Isaiah Buggs, it was a reason he was cut, okay? Cam Sutton, once he became a criminal, he was gone. I knew that they were not going to draft Jalen Carter because that ain't something they want to deal with, right? But if you are trying to get your money, I think it's kind of a sweet spot between players and the teams working together where they never want to get to this point, but sometimes it does. Thankfully, we've never had to deal with it. We've never had to deal with it because the Detroit Lions, they take care of their guys early. Just think about this. Amon-Ra St. Brown was signed before he had to even come to camp. It was never a thing. Now, had we got there, we could have been having a different conversation. So I think the Detroit Lions, it's a move that they should make. And I think, again, if Brad Holmes was truly going to trade for Danielle Hunter, and Danielle Hunter did the exact same thing that Matthew Judon is doing this year, last offseason, meaning in 2023, then there's no reason that should stop Brad Holmes from trading for Matthew Judon, especially if we're trying to make a Super Bowl push. Because we don't know what we got with Matthew Betts. We don't even know if James Houston's going to be on the roster, right? We got 6th-round pick Mekhi Wingo, hurt Marcus Davenport. We don't know what we have. Now, yes, Matthew Judon is coming off an injury, but we know what this guy can do on a consistent basis. And even though he was injured, before that, he had 4 sacks in 4 games. I don't see what the holdup would be outside of the dude wants more money than we're willing to give him. And I'll end the video on this. Brad Holmes obviously will pay people on the team already. And it seems like the fan base is okay with that. I didn't hear anybody complaining about Amon-Ra St. Brown contract. Y'all couldn't stand Jared Goff's contract. Penei Sewell, nobody talked about that one. Taylor Decker, maybe a little kickback on that. So if he's drafted you, it's okay. But if you're away from the team, we can't pay. We paid Cam Sutton $33 million. We paid, he makes more than David Montgomery by almost double, okay? We paid CJ Gardner-Johnson 8-point-something guaranteed. We paid DJ Chark 10.5 guaranteed, and the dude only played 11 games. So to me, there's no argument is why Brad Holmes could not make this happen. But let me know your thoughts down below. This is real talk. If nobody disagreeing, something ain't right, full of fakes. Yeah, man. That's what I learned, bro. I think it's healthy to have disagreements, like, because you learn so much about the other person. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is, and then the thing about it is being able to work through those disagreements, right? But everybody has a disagreement. Me and my wife, we don't fight a ton. We don't disagree a ton, but we do have them on occasion. The option has been available for quite some time now. If they had any interest, he'd be here already. Okay. Rick, you think so, bro? Shout out to, speaking of the wife, bought me a Ninja for our anniversary back in May. Love it. Smoothie maker, man. Love it. This the individual boy. This boy is like tropical smoothie, beyond juice and eatery. Man, crazy. Rick, I can see your point. But I think that we also have a situation where camp is here, right? So now the guys can see, okay, let's see what this defensive line got. Even though Matthew Judon is he's not a DT. Let's see what we can see our line. You know what I mean? So I would love for Brad Holmes to do this because he would completely shake the entire NFL world. He would throw everybody for a loop. What's up, Royal A says, I was impressed by Raymond's catching ability today, and I think he soaks up more of Josh Reynolds' catches than J-Mo would prefer. Here's the deal. Khalif Raymond, we didn't know how much we missed him until we didn't have him. It was, when you look back at the NFL playoffs, We missed him. We scraped by the Rams. We wind up beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think two things would have changed the trajectory of the San Francisco 49ers game. Khalif Raymond being in that game and a pass rusher, a legit pass rusher opposite Aiden. I think we win that game. I think we keep the momentum. We missed Khalif from his big play punt returns to so much more. We missed so much. Rick says, Quintricia would have already brought him in and broke the bank. Him and Bob, you know what, bro? That's Bob Quinn. Bob Quinn was doing that. Trey Flowers. His most sacks in a season was 7.5. You know who had 7.5 sacks in a season? Romeo Okwara. Imagine paying Romeo Okwara $90 million. $90 million off a guy whose career high at the time, and still it was 7.5 sacks. Man, oh man, what a nightmare those two guys were. Doesn't it seem like so long ago that they were I don't even want to go back to, bro. I hated this team. I was so spiteful at them firing Jim Caldwell for that bum. I was so spiteful, man. Dwight Freeney. Okay, Dwight Freeney was at the end of his career, though. My son obviously can't hear me. He can't hear that I'm downstairs recording. Yeah, Dwight Freeney was kind of watched. Okay, what did another I want certainty, not curiosity. Darren, what's up, bro? Okay, let me ask you this, though. This is a real question. Real legit question. Brad Holmes. Like I said, you don't hear me talking about money. You have not heard me use Dollar Store since St. Brown was signed, because obviously he spent some money. So the question I have for you is this. If Brad Holmes, if you heard breaking news, the Detroit Lions pull off a blockbuster trade and trade for defensive end linebacker Matthew Judon from the New England Patriots, sounding like Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport right there. Would you freak out in a bad way and be like, I can't believe he did that, he gonna break the team? Or would you instantly be like, Brad is the GOAT? Because you already know that one thing Brad has shown me, he's shown me a lot over the past 6 months. He willing to spend money. He's not afraid to make the move. It might not happen as much as I wanted to or when I wanted to, but he's not afraid. It just got to be the right one. So which one would you freak out? Darn. Okay. I need your name too. Did you send the name, bro? Okay. So Dern. I love Dern, man. Dern is like, you know what Dern is? This is Dern. You're at a picnic, right? You're at a picnic and you just brought the food out. You had it covered around. You sprayed the grass. You tried to get the bugs off the grass. You got incense and bug repellent all over the place. And you know what Dern is? The way Dern feels about like a lot of the things that happen around the NFL, Dern is like when a fly lands on that lemon cake. A fly lands, because you know what happened when a fly lands on something? You got to get rid of it. It ain't no saving that cake. Not that Dern is the fly, but Dern is the equivalent of a fly landing on some food. Dern says, Judon is okay, I guess. Okay, Dern, let me put this toward, let me ask you this. Right now, if you had a choice, and be honest, because I know you will, if you had a choice outside of Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Reader, who may or may not start the season, and Aleem McNeil, which one of the guys on our team on the defensive line would you take over Matthew Judon or the linebackers? So linebacker, which one would you take? If the answer is no one, then there you go. There you go. Okay, did you put your first and last name in the email, bro? What's up? Art says, I don't think he wants to make the move because maybe the existing defensive players in AG are telling Brad they can handle it. It's a good. That's a good point. That's a good point. I can respect that. I really can. But have you ever had this? Because I know we all guilty of it, right? I myself, I love a sale. I have so many PlayStation games that are wrapped in plastic because I wanted them and they were on sale. I used to be the price match king. When Best Buy had that 60-day return policy for silver members, you had 60 days to price match. If a game went on sale, I would go price match it day 59. I did not care. Everybody love a good discount, right? Love a good discount. The New England Patriots, okay, are in between a rock and a hard place. Do you keep Matthew Judon and force him to play or sit out, deal with that whole thing? Do you extend him when obviously it's not a priority because you extended somebody else before him? Do you tag him in free agency where he may or may not play? Or do you cut ties, lick your wounds, you're rebuilding anyway, take a 4th round, 5th round pick? Then you don't got to deal with it no more, right? Do you do that? Matthew Judon, an upper echelon to elite pass rusher, all right, is on the market for a discount? Because believe it or not, he on the market. No matter what, he still play for the Patriots, but trust me, he on the market. They shipping him right now. I am making a bold prediction that Matthew Judon has played his last game for the New England Patriots, unless they somehow kumbaya and they good to go. I sincerely doubt he's going to play there. So if you told me that, hey, come get a pass rusher at a discounted price, you gonna say no? You gonna say no? That's all I'm saying. I think it's more, okay, check this out. Man, I'm cooking today, bro. Brad Holmes be cooking, I'll be cooking. I love the questions, the statements. Answer says, I believe it's more of a possibility they trade for him at the deadline, but not before the season. I agree. But why would Brad Holmes or any other team make that move before the season? The New England Patriots, they trying to ship him, right? And his trade value will decrease every single game, whether he plays or not. So we brought in Matt Patricia earlier. Matt Patricia traded for Everson Griffin at the trade deadline. He had 3.5 sacks in 7 games for the Detroit Lions. Not too bad. EG, wishing you well, right? Every time, so a team would wait to trade for Judon because he would be discounted. And it is a possibility. Brad could get him on a discount. He can make that Super Bowl push. Or you could trade for him now, bring him right in, right? Have him get that chemistry with the team and start munching on people, munching on teams. I'm talking about eating them up. Or do you wait? Don't forget, too, the trade deadline is pushed back a week. So I assure you, although what you're saying is right, I assure you that the New England Patriots, there's somebody talking about this right now. Some GM is on the phone, and it better not be the Packers, Bears, or Vikings. The Vikings are straight. They got, what's the dude name? Just came out. What is his name? Alabama guy. Not Will Anderson. That was Dallas Turner. Van Ginkel. So they got guys. The Bears got enough guys, right? Who else? Us and the Packers. The Packers got enough dudes. If you look at the NFC North, who's the only team lacking at a legit pass rush? Your Detroit Lions. You know I ain't lying. You know I'm not lying. What's up, bro? 24-hour sports. I like you, man. Good to see you. Welcome back. He a smart dude. He said, what's up, man? 1 to 10, how ready are you for the season? I think I'm about to blow your mind. Mentally and physically, about a 5. About a 5, bro. I forgot football's tomorrow. I didn't even realize that the Hall of Fame game is tomorrow. Like, I'm not ready. I'm not. This has been the quickest offseason in literally in the history of my life. Like, seriously. And I don't know if for the first time that I can remember since I've been out of middle school, the Lions played as deep as they did. And I think that whole thing changed the whole trajectory of the offseason. So I'm about a 5, bruh. I'm not even prepared. My streaming ain't set up. I'm not mentally. I'm just like, man. But, I mean, inside I'm giddy because we get to see football, right? So it is crazy. It's crazy. I would take Judon, but I think it's always, as always, we miss out on him. Well, you only gonna miss if you don't take the shot. If you don't take the shot, man. That's what and at least, Brad, just take the shot, bro. Take the shot. Because everybody would believe if we got a push notification right now that Matthew Judon was traded to the Detroit Lions. Remember where you were when you found out Matthew Stafford was traded to the Rams? I do. I was in Best Buy. Best Buy. We already knew that Matthew Stafford wanted to be traded. We knew it was only a matter of time. And it was about, when was it? No, I'm sorry. I was at Meijer. I was shopping. Found out that Matthew Stafford was traded to the Rams, and I ran home and made a video. Yeah. I was still making videos back then. So for me, I'm ready, bro. I'm itching. Feeling like, you know what, bro? The only reason I'm not like, because bro, let me tell you about my day, then we're have to show up. Today, didn't feel good this morning. It's like, dang, my alarm goes off at 6. I'm like, okay, am I still going to training camp? Then I get some work. So I do that. I'm out dealing with traffic, not really feeling my best. I come home, I make 3 videos on Lion Syndicate. Told y'all I was back, and we back. Went and did this. And I'm still not done. I'm still not done. The people are coming out to check the furnace tomorrow. I got to make sure everything's good with that. I'm still not done. And this is on top of getting ready to go to bed for training camp tomorrow, which is the last day that I have tickets for. So, but I got something I want to say, but I don't believe in jinxes. But so I have been invited, okay, allegedly, to the VIP section tomorrow. I don't know if that's going to happen, but if you don't see me and I'm there, it's because your boy's in VIP, which is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. So we'll see how that works. 24 says, LOL, I understand that completely. I worked an internship throughout the summer, so I'm 100% ready to get back to football. So that's where you been, man. That's what's up. Congratulations. Durham says, I guess the unfortunate part is that the players are raving about Davenport. So I don't think a trade will happen unless he goes up and down. Hey, Darn, who raving about Marcus Davenport? Marcus Davenport? I ain't heard nobody talk about Marcus but Marcus. Who is raving about Marcus Davenport, bro? Remember how you reacted to the CJGJ signing and Sutton? Those dudes were awesome. Remember how Yeah. Because I thought we was getting the Eagle CJGJ. But then I found out I don't know who this new CJGJ. Who is this? Who is the ski mask? Who is this dude? Even when he was doing the ski mask, I was like, okay, I dig it. But then all that talking and all, I guess he was the same CJGJ. But Sutton, I mean, Cam, I was just happy because we was over Okuda. Like our secondary been trash since they got here. It really, Jerry Jacobs, Jeff Okuda, like it's been trash. So yeah, that was not my finest moment, Rick. Not my finest moment. All right, we're going to wrap up the show. Says, though we're both good signings, CJ got injured, and we know you can't plan for Cam Sutton. Was never intended for that position. Cam Sutton won for what? The cornerback? Yes, he was, bro. Yes, he was. It's CJ, you know what? I think Brad Holmes. Let me ask y'all a question. You think Brad regretted signing CJ Gardner-Johnson when all was said and done? You think he regretted Cam Sutton? Do you think Brad Holmes, when as hard as he did in the draft because of CJ Gardner-Johnson and Cam Sutton? I know they play different positions, but that could have been another video. That could have been another video. Cam wasn't intended to guard the number one receiver on every team. Okay, Art, then who was? Emmanuel Mosley? Mosley was supposed to be on the ones? Who, if it wasn't Cam, who was supposed to guard the number ones? Mosley? If you believe that, Art, that's cool. I don't believe that. You don't pay a dude $33 million to be on your two. You know what I'm saying? So Cam Sutton was getting $11 million a year. His guarantee just kicked in for, 10.5. We talking about E-Man who came off, you was going to put an ACL dude on a like $5 million deal on number ones? I don't know, bro. I don't know, but let me know what you think. Anyway, one thing about me is I sure can't get to talking. We already 6 minutes over, but I wanted to show you that I'm back, guys. I'm back. Got to figure out a time to do this when my son starts school. That'll be 2 o'clock that he gets out of school, which is when the show usually airs. So we are going to have to figure something out, but I assure you we will, okay? Nick will be back very soon. Hopefully we can expand the network as well. And yeah, man, I'm excited. You know what I'm excited for along with the NFL season, the Detroit Lions? I'm excited for me. I'm excited for me to see where the whole syndicate brand can go, man, because we are slowly but surely reaching our goals. Like, all the channels are driven by fans. There's no shenanigans. There's no media. There's none of that. This is a fan-driven brand. It's all about the fan. Me being in receiver, right? My little tweet. I'm proud of that. You know what I'm saying? Me getting my sponsorships and affiliate links and the things that not only I'm building, but my team is helping me build as well. Couldn't be here without their support. So I'm excited not only for the Detroit Lions, but for the future, because in the next 5 years, I plan to really make this thing a legit brand. And I told you guys on Monday's show that I am looking into an actual studio location. I've already started scouting places, calling people, getting quotes and stuff like that, because I think Woodward Sports needs some competition. I truly, truly believe that. So anyway, back on Friday. Okay, Friday is the 2nd. I've got to take my wife to the train station. That's super early. I should be available, but no matter what, we're going to get the show. You're going to get a show on Friday. The show is going to be more structured as well. Also, I'll let you guys know this first because I forgot to announce it on Lion Syndicate. The number that you call for the show on the post-game show is, we're going to have segments that you can leave voicemails, and I will bring your voicemail on the show, like on a video, and I'll answer your question. I know Matt Derry is doing that on Locked on Lions. I was going to do it, but I've been procrastinating, so we're going to bring a new segment as well. This show will be much more structured. I'm trying to figure out how I can fix the system so I can start bringing in guests as well. So we'll have somebody come in, a Lions creator, a random schmuck that comes in and talks about, I don't know, their team or whatever. We'll figure it out. But that's what's happening, man. Really excited for the brand, really excited for our team, and I'm looking forward to, sharing it with y'all. So anyway, I will see you guys on Friday. Make sure you watch the Judon video that's dropping probably after this, and I will catch you in the next live stream, man. Peace out, guys. I got to get an end credit scene so I can play the song.